All right, guys. Like you said, I'm a special teams coordinator at Coffee High School, and I'm in my 18 of the 29 years. I was either coordinating the special teams or was coaching it. So, been doing special teams for a while. We had a state championship semifinals. Through talking, with the head coach and things, we just realized that if we're ever going to win it all, we've got to get better at special teams. And so, are y'all seeing my screen or me?
Both.
It must be. All right. All I see is your screen. All right. Sorry. I haven't done this stuff since COVID.
You're good, Coach. You're good.
All right, cool. All right. So anyway, start coordinating. But I got some things here that I think that we do that have made our specials. It starts at the top. Our head coach, Mike Coe, is a big special teams guy. He was out there and rep through it. I get pre-practice time every day. We get all of our specialist work done and all that kind of stuff done during the day. This past year, donuts was the big thing. We used a lot of, PAT field goal was perfect. We used donuts. We met our goals. We got donuts. I've used hammers and things like that. And then our goal chart that we keep track of. The kids coming there, really special teams players of the week, just like offense, much like O&D as we can. Kickoff and punt, use best guys for the job. I mean, that can't be more, you got a head coach that wants you to use all backups. Kickoff and punt, you got your very best guys out there. Staple of the locker room. As you walk in the door, it's always up first thing they walk in before they walk out to practice. And we continue to update that. So if a kid was to happen to miss, if a kid's not playing well, and so I'll adjust the depth chart based on performance and commitment levels, things like that. So it creates. I grade the film on Huddle, and I'm going to use team time. Right? And so what I use Huddle as our classroom. And I go on there Saturday and I grade the Friday night's games. And I'm very specific on there. I'll call kids out, whether it's at it. But definitely when kids do things right, I use them as teaching moments and, highlight them. For all of our special teams on middle school, they'll run the same systems we run. The specials to use the same drills we run. And so by the time they get to high school, we've at least got a jump start on finding those specialists and really helping them hone in their jobs. All right. The main part of this presentation is on kickoff. So we don't ever go live on kickoff at practice, but we do go live in these drills. And so we do two main drills every week. We do these every Monday practice leading into the state championship this year. But the first one is trim the fat. And what we found, we just added this drill about 2 years ago. And what we found was kids were running. Can you see my arrow too?
Yes, sir.
Cool. All right. Technology's cool. So we use a barrel here and a barrel here. And then usually use about 3 coaches. We'll have one coach here that's sending them. And then basically he's using a left-handed rip. And he's going to lean and stay tight. And what we're doing here is really ripping past this cone, this barrel, which is simulating a person. And then we'll have another coach standing here in the middle. He's going to rip back butt side. About that and why they would need the different, rips versus, butt side versus front side. Then we got another barrel here. This barrel, we had the coach start rolling that tackle wheel vertical. They're going to stay on this back side. So if he puts his foot in the ground, because these guys in just a few minutes, but we do this usually 1 or 2. We switch sides, and it doesn't take long. We can go through at least 2 to 3 reps in 5 minutes, and all of our speed side guys will go through and do this drill. So let me see if I can get this sucker to push. Aha! So this is our trim the fat drill. You see we got a group down here going this way. We got a group over here going this way. All right. So while this is going on with our speed side guys, over here is the second drill, which we call our zones drill, which I'm going to go over next. But just so you know how we set it up on the field, and that way I can be between both of them. And so just based on Friday night's performance, if we're having more trouble from speed side guys, I'm going to stay over here more. If our straight line guys are having trouble, I'm going to come over here more. Depends, on the week. But anyway, so this is the coach sending them. He's going to hug this line here. Let's see if I can. There we go. I'm going to let this play. There's our button press, and then he's leveraged. All right. So these guys are coming from the left. So he ripped butt side, outside of it, staying leveraged there. All right. There's another one up top. Button press, outside. All right. So these guys are coming from the right. These guys are coming from the left. So they'll get a rep or two on each. Just depending if we go deep left or deep right, they'll need to know both. Because these guys do switch sides in the scheme. Okay. So, do you have a question, Coach?
Nope, you're good.
Okay, cool. All right. So, big thing, guys, is just keep this coach understanding which leverage they should have and teaching them kids. This was the week before the state championship. So we do this every week, bar none. And so we've probably done this, including summer, 16 to 18 weeks. And this is kind of the end result. So it's not bad. Now, notice you only got 4 guys on the kickoff that are starting out of all these kids. And so, a lot of these guys are 9th graders we brought up, 10th graders that, are second, third string. And so they're just, by the time they get their shot at starting at this, he needs to work on throwing and going. There's just a lot of little things in this that you can coach up. Ripping butt side, pressing, good. Right there. And that's one of the starters. So you can see the difference. Those guys that are doing this, that are starters, you can tell the ones like him didn't get off the block, they'll miss the tackle. So great teaching point there. But we go through this, like I said, 2-3 times each, and then we move on to the best ones for the job. All right, second one is our zones drill. This is the one we've done forever. It has evolved over time. Now, I've got it drawn up with 5 lines. We usually use 3 lines. If you don't have enough kids, if you are at a small school, you can do it with 2 lines. But I would definitely do it with at least 2 lines so that they learn between the 2 guys. So basically, this is the drill where we teach them the zones, that they learn on day 1. And so we teach them free run zone. This is crucial, and that they go get at top speed, so they close the space. And for every step that they're not at full speed here, the returner is at full speed going back the other way. And so free run zone, we do not want contact in the free run zone. We want to avoid contact. And so we teach them butt side and stacking. We go over front side, because there are times if you can beat a kid with speed and he doesn't get to his landmark, you can beat him front side, and it's a shorter path to the ball. We don't work that a whole lot. That kind of happens naturally when it's called for, but the butt side is the big thing. They always taught the offensive lineman, point your butt to the hole, and so these guys are doing the same thing. They're going to get their butt to where their back's going, returner's going. And so we're going to rip butt side. We're going to stack. That is the hardest thing probably of all this, to get kids to restack and for whatever reason. So we work real hard on stacking. And I'll tell you in a second how we have fixed that in the past. But bully zone, this is the zone where we want to get vertical movement. We want to 2-gap this guy square. Don't pick a side. Stay right in the middle and just drive him straight back into the ball carrier. We always tell them, if they pitter-patter, we win. And so if that ball carrier doesn't know whether to go left or right, He certainly ain't going straight if we're driving him back into him. And so we want him to go left and right, but pitter patter and we win. And so the finish drill, early on, what we do is we just do a simple throw and go from this guy. We want to throw our hands into our pockets, and then we want to go make the tackle. We just do a form tackle. We never go to the ground. We don't go live on that. It's just a form tackle. Now, the other piece to this that we end with, this is where it's evolved. We got to where we were talking about leverage and we were teaching the leverage in a classroom type setting, but we wasn't really working it. And once we started doing this, we got a lot better. But basically what we do is we use one ball carrier for every 2 or 3 guys. And so the ball carrier, all it is the old basketball shuffle drill. So after he throws and goes, the one ball carrier is going to work left to right for 10 yards and for 2 to 3 seconds. It's not a lot. But if you're using these 3 lines and you got one ball carrier, this guy's leveraged on this shoulder, this guy's leveraged on this shoulder, and this guy is stopping vertical, making a pitter patter. And all they do is work side to side. They're going to stay squaring on that shoulder. He's going to stay squaring on his shoulder, and they're going to work side to side. And on the double whistle, they're going to fit him up and drive him back. And that leverage drill has become huge. We'll work it with 2 people leverage. We'll work it with 3 people leverage. But adding that leverage drill was huge in really teaching them where to fit. And so the thing we do a lot, what I'll do is on this particular drill to correct deficiencies. You know, if I see something on Friday night that's not kosher, we're going to find the place in the zones drill or the trim the fat that it needs fixed. And so what we'll do is we'll turn this into a 2-whistle drill. So on the first whistle, they're going. And on the second whistle, they come to balance. They stop. And what that does is it gets them from overrunning things. If they're not stacking, I can show them where to get to be stacked so they physically understand what stacked means. You know, if they're not vertically pressing the 2 gap, you know, we can stop them while they're steadfast here. Just whatever the problem is, we can fix it. And then we blow the whistle and they continue the drill and finish it. And so that's kind of how we do the little whole deal where we cut back maybe as many reps, but we slow down and teach and get it right. And so that's the zones drill here. Let's try to see if I can, there it is. All right. All right. Down here at the bottom. And I wish I could move these videos of y'all. We do that on purpose just to help them understand what getting back on top and stacking is. And so we've got a coach down here. Usually I stand down here, or the guy running the drill is going to stand down here. We're going to avoid and stack butt side. They're going to drop, rip butt side, stack, 2 gap. And now we're going to get into the leverage. The guy didn't stop his vertical movement there. So I never wanted to show videos that were like perfect, because to me, it's not the real world. You wouldn't have anything to coach off of. But these guys, this guy, the first guy in the middle should be stopping vertical movement by the square. See, he should be dead in front of him. That's a young kid there. He hadn't been in yet, obviously. You can tell that. But that's why this kid was pushing him over. He is a starter. They understood. Boom. Throw and go. See how much better that is? All 3 of those guys are starters. So anyways, that's how we do the zones drill. We've kind of hung our hat on that thing. Now I'm going to show you real quick here. How much time I got? I'm only time for.
You got about 5 to 6 minutes, Coach.
Perfect. So this is our typical deal. We go deep left, deep right. If we're fortunate to have a kicker. If we don't have a kicker, we're going to try to sky kick it to the wings. But, and we'll have those built in. But deep left, so 2, 3, and 4 here, those are those speed guys working trim the fat that we talked about. And so that's why we want them trimming that fat and not running vertical and then over. The 7, 8, 9 over here is your straight line guys that work that zones drill every week. All right, where they're avoiding and stacking, two gapping, and then staying leveraged right here. So 7, 8, 9 is going to be on this outside here towards the boundary. 2, 3, and 4 are leveraged to the field here. And then 6 is our headhunt. So he's the guy you're going to go say, he's our program guy. He's the toughest dude in the school. And so he's got no rules except tackle the man with the ball. And so we just want him flying down the field and causing havoc. So he'll set the wedge, set the gate right here in the middle, 7, 8, 9 to the outside, 2, 3, and 4 to this outside. He makes some pitter patter, and then we rally to the ball. Let me show you. I believe I got a deep left on here. Yeah, this is from the state championship. So we got deep left called here to our boundary. So this is 2, 3, and 4 up here. Now I let 1 and 5 move around just to mess up counts, but I'm not sure that ball will go out of bounds if he don't catch it. So I was glad that he caught it. We typically want to kick the ball more towards the house, but I'm gonna show you. There's a lot that goes on here. So 2, 3, and 4 is coming from the field. All right. So the first guy down, he's trying to get back to his sideline. We knew that. But he's trying to set the edge here. He gets knocked down, but gets back up, thank goodness. But let me say, I don't know how to rewind this. Oh, yeah. Arrow is perfect. So let's go back. See, right now, he's looking to come back here. This is a straight line guy who has boundary leverage. Okay. He does not get back. But what does happen is he keeps coming down the field. Where's he at? There he comes. So he's coming from way outside down here at the bottom, right here. Doesn't make the tackle, but slowed him down enough to where the pursuit could get there. So we'll watch it one more time. This is one of my favorite things to watch. Rewind it for you. All right. Leverage sets the edge. Getting off blocks still. That's one of the best returners that we played all year. And we did it again. I got another one here to the deep right that I'm going to show you real quick, and then I'll wrap up, let y'all drill me with any questions you might have. So the same thing to the right. The only guys that flip are 2, 3, and 4, and 7, 8, 9. 1, 5, 6, and 10 don't flip. They got the same job regardless of where they're lined up. So I'm going to show you this last one. This is deep right. Fast forward it. Here we go. See that he's two gapping right here, making him pitter patter. It's a great job. He stays leveraged to the outside. That's huge. And then pursuit gets there. That's actually the headhunter 6 that comes in there. Can't really see it, but I'll watch it at full speed here and see if you can see 6 coming from in here. But that was a combination of 1 field guy, 1 boundary guy, and 6, all doing their job. So we got 3 guys on each side of the leverage. So if 1 or 2 of them does get knocked down or blocked, we've got 3 guys responsible for that same leverage. And so they work on fitting off of each other. So we gap exchange on the run. If one of them gets knocked inside, they'll gap exchange with him and make him right. So, all right. Well, that's kickoff in a nutshell. Easy peasy. What questions y'all got?
I think the main one, like as I've looked through chat and had people DM me and various other things, I mean, obviously special teams doesn't get the time the other settings do for a variety of reasons. And every head coach is different, as you kind of said. How many drills, like per special teams, you try to kind of limit it to?
I've never thought of it that way. I've always thought of it, It is as in, how do I fix the problem? In other words, I may need to just do something for one rep just to keep them sharp on things they're doing well. But if we're having a problem with something specific, I'm gonna find it within the drills we already do, and I'm gonna make the correction in that. We do both of those drills that I just showed you, along with taking a line, which I didn't show because we only do that early on in the season now because there's only a 5-yard run up. Back when you could run up from everywhere, we used to have to work that a lot. But now it's just a 5-yard run up. But we work on taking the line so that we're at the line of scrimmage when the ball's kicked, and we don't give up any free yards to the returner on that back end. But we do both of those drills in 10 minutes. And usually get, like I say, 3 to 4 reps of each.
What's his name?
What's that?
You're good, Coach. Keep going.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So we do 3 or 4 reps of each on kickoff. Punt is a lot more walk and talk, a lot more teaching, coverage and reps. We rep it a lot. Punt return, we do 5 minutes of drill work and 5 minutes of scheme. And then we do kickoff return. We'll do about 5 minutes of drill work and 5 minutes of team. Now, that's all on Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, we go through the whole routine. Thursday, we go through the whole routine. We go through them all, just the scheme. No drill work on Wednesday or Thursday. All the drill work's done on Monday and Tuesday.
Okay.
Does that answer the question?
Yes, sir. Last question for you, Coach, so we kind of stay on time. For people who might have questions or want to get a hold of you, what is the best way for coaches either watching us now that are in the either YouTube stream or on the Zoom chat? What is the best way for coaches to kind of get a hold of you and reach out to you?
Yeah, right here on this. Can you see my screen still?
Yes, sir.
Contact information is right there. It might be kind of small. My email is richard.vester@coffee.k12.ga.us. And my cell phone number, text messages are appreciated, 863-528-2736. Twitter is at VictoryFBCoach.
Okay.
VictoryFBCoach.
Okay, perfect, Coach. Well, I thank you. Again, coaches, reach out to Coach if you want to get a hold of him. If you have any questions on anything special teams. And then as we kind of make this transition, I think Coach Gonzalez is already on here. And Coach Vester, thank you again.